Hello, I'm Joe Madison.
And I'm Bethany Elsey. This is Word on Wearside. At 4 o'clock, a shop worker at Hendon was held at knife point.
Storm cold has hit the northeast, causing the city problems.
Black Friday didn't reach sales expectations in Sunderland.
And all your local sport from the region.
But first, yesterday, staff at Sunderland newsagents have been left shaken after a robbery. The man entered the store in the Hendon area and held a shop worker at knife point. Word on Wearside's Ethan Lowson Marshall has more.
Police say a man covering his face entered Hendon discount store on Villette Road. He asked for a lottery ticket, then threatened a member of staff with a knife. He picked up the till and fled from the scene. It's believed a car was waiting nearby. Shop staff here are said to be shaken following the incident. Although unharmed, they were too upset to talk on camera today. They have the events at the store have shocked this community. Extra police officers are in the area today. As inquiries continue, they are appealing for any witnesses to come forward.
Winds of up to 50 miles an hour battered the northeast over the weekend. Storm Clouder caused huge disruption to travel and outdoor events. These dramatic pictures of a DFDS ferry blown free from its moorings were taken in North Shields yesterday. The ship, which can hold over 1,200 passengers, was eventually brought under control and set sail as normal this morning. However, it was delayed by an hour and 45 minutes.
Festive fun in Sunderland has been cut short due to Storm Clauda's arrival in the region. The windy and rainy conditions forced the Christmas Frost Village in Keele Square to close yesterday. James Hamilton is at the scene.
I'm here at the Sunderland Winter Village, where it's still closed after being closed early yesterday due to bad weather. Clearly, because of the rain, they've decided to keep this area closed. However, the market and the ice rink are open now. No one's quite sure when this area is going to be open. However, because the Met Office are advising bad weather for the next month or so, no one's quite sure if it will open or how it will stay open due to the bad weather.
The ice rink and market has reopened to the public today from 10 AM to 8 PM, but the fun fair will remain closed due to Sunday's weather conditions and will reopen when it's deemed safe to do so.
Last Thursday was the launch of the Frost Village. It was brought to the city as a part of the Sunderland's bid for the City of Culture. The event will feature dancing on ice stars, and Word on Wearside reporter Emma Ominston reports.
This Christmas, Sunderland's Keele Square and former folk site is being transformed into a winter wonderland. Organisers say there have been plenty of excitement about the event.
I think that people that come along to this and see as it is, they're already enjoying, they're already talking, they're tweeting, they're liking and sharing, so people will enjoy it, and I'm pretty certain this will come next year. So it's what businesses said they wanted. It's pretty clear from the numbers that come along it's what they want as well, so can we afford not to? That's it. Last year, when we spoke to the businesses about what they thought would make the best Christmas in Sunderland, they said at the time, we need something with a big impact. They've had great years at Christmas with performers coming in, but it hasn't had the big impact, so they said a nice rink, a proper traditional market and a big fun fair, and that's it. It's really the business's idea, and we've just helped to bring it together. So in here, one of Sunderland's great strengths has got all the space to be able to do fantastic events. So we've got the Vox site, we've got this, bit in the Cruelty site as well. It's a bit wet over there just now, but so we've got ample space to be able to create them. Problem in Newcastle, even though they do a spectacular job, they've got great restaurants, great bars, everything. You don't have the space to be able to do it all together. So that's why this is the right place to come this year for Christmas.
Performing on the night were the Dancing on Ice stars, Andre Lipinov with local girl Anna Waters.
Obviously, as you can see, we've got a lovely ice rink there. It's bringing this special Christmas atmosphere to a city, and it should be really, really good. So we're here to open an ice rink.
Also joining them on the night were CBBC stars Josh and Ellie. Keele Square's Frost Village will be running from the 26th of November right up until the 24th of December.
The weather has also caused problems down by the River Wear. Storm Clouders torn off part of the National Glass Centre's roof. The large sheets of metal came away from the structure late last night before being blown into the River Wear. Fortunately, nobody was harmed during the incident. The fire brigade were called to the scene to ensure that the roof was structurally sound. The area around the glass centre has been cornered off to make sure it is safe for the public.
Additional problems with the centre's sprinkler system has caused a flood in the hot glass room. This means the centre is closed today. The incidents are said to be unrelated and services will resume as normal from tomorrow morning.
MPs are demanding action after figures were released showing 1 in 5 children in the North East to be obese. Official Public Health England says obese children are more at risk of developing heart disease, diabetes and some cancers.
MPs have said that teachers in Tyne and Wear should check packed lunches to help the crisis, and that there should be an official guideline setting out what sort of foods parents should include in their children's packed lunches.
Joining us now is our reporter Jess Eyre to answer a few questions.
So Jess, this is clearly a very pressing issue that 1 in 5 children in Sunderland are in fact obese. That's nearly 23% of the children's population.
Do we have any more on those statistics?
Basically just that the Influential Commons Health Committee have published figures showing that it's about 1 in 5 children that are obese, like you said, and that's slightly up from last year when it was 21.1%.
And what more can be done about the problem of child obesity?
Well, MPs are calling for stronger controls on price promotions, so they want like unhealthy food and drink to be more expensive, more controls on marketing and advertising as well, because they feel like Coca-Cola, things like that are being advertised for children, and improving on the labelling, so they want more labels of sugar content as well. Also, the main part is that they've said there should be official guidelines telling parents what sort of food they should include in their child's packed lunches. The idea is that children will talk to parents about breaking rules, so they're wanting less things like this. For example, they want to change things like chicken for healthier alternatives like flapjacks, things like that. They want healthier content in sandwiches as well. So they don't want crisps.
Yeah, and protein that isn't processed as well.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, because this is just sugar.
Yeah.
Pretty
That's
much.
another thing as well. So it's kind of like they want more labelling on things like this to show that it's high in sugar and high in fat. Yeah, because at the minute it's not.
So this is just basically making a conscious effort to have clean dairy products and less processed food, brown breads and pulps and things like that, which basically more
they want
balanced.
more communication as well, so they're wanting teachers and parents to be more...
So it's an education in fact as well.
Yeah, pretty much.
Great, thank you very much for joining us. It's very good information. Thank you, Jess.
On to our next story now. You might also recognise Friday the 27th of November as Black Friday. The frantic sales event adopted from America has made its way to our shores in recent years, but with more and more customers moving towards online buying, are stores still attracting the same number of people? Cameron Welburn reports.
With massive reductions in a few stores across the centre, there was still massive support for Black Friday on Sunday.
So in terms of figures for the bridges, it's definitely the busiest day that we've seen so far. Footfall was very high. You could just anecdotally see it, you know, huge sort of report. I'm still waiting for sales figures, but we'll be collecting those sort of soon. But I would imagine, again, it's one of the most successful trading days for us. The car park was full. It was sort of very much a one in, one out kind of thing. So.
Even with reducing numbers in sales over the past few years, the stores and the bridges still did very well this weekend.
Yeah, it's been really good over the weekend. We had a really good Friday, better than last year. Really mental Saturday as well, so all round really successful for us. But I think it's definitely a good thing for the customer because you're getting a couple of bargains in before Christmas. I think in terms of for the business, I mean, it's kind of good and bad because you're clearing stock before Christmas, but then are you going to still get as many sales like, you know, after Christmas and the Christmas sales? But I think it's too early for us to really tell because it's obviously an established thing in the US. I think we're still trying to work out how it works for us. Even with all the massive reductions and support, not everybody thought that Black Friday was such a good thing.
Lack of money more, to be honest, but the crowds are not appealing in whatsoever, and I think that 100 quid off the telly and absolutely smashing the life out of each other to go get it is not the right way about it, to be honest.
Yeah, I know girls that fought in Primark over stuff.
Really? What were they fighting over?
A scarf. There's only one left.
And now for Jenny with sports.
Sunderland lifted themselves out of the relegation zone last Saturday with just their third Premier League win of the season, as 2 late goals saw off 10-man team Stoke. The Potters held firm despite Ryan Shawcross being sent off, but Patrick Van Aanholt and Duncan Watmore struck with 2 goals in the last 10 minutes. Shawcross was dismissed for a second yellow after a foul on Watmore, who replaced the injured Jermaine Defoe. Sunderland boss Sam Allardyce told the press after the game that we might be out of the bottom 3, but it is still relegation form in terms of points per games played. Sunderland play away to Arsenal in the Premier League next Saturday, so from a good weekend of football to a very bad one for Newcastle. The Magpies' former boss Alan Pardew inflicted a heavy 5-1 defeat on current head coach Steve McLaren. Newcastle have only won 2 out of their 13 Premier League matches this season. McLaren came out after the match and questioned the attitude of his players and still believes that he's the right man to take the club forward. Moving down a few divisions now to the Wearside Football League. We start with Silksworth, who, despite not being at home, could not take full advantage as they drew match with Merton FC their match with Merton FC ended in a draw. It was a close encounter between Sunderland and West End as they narrowly beat the Red Stars 2-1. And finally, from the Wearside League, Ashbrook Bedford House had a tough day at the office as they had an embarrassing 0-away defeat to Spennymoor Town Reserves. That's it then for the football. And now we're going to move on to a bit more local sport news with Wearmouth Cricket Club and their hunt for some new young players. Sports Bite spoke to Mark Whittaker.
4 new players, and obviously, hopefully we pull off our partnership with Whitburn, the Premier League club, so that will strengthen our second team, so we can put more players into the first team, but we need more adult players within the club, because the current crop there, what we have, are getting old. For example, our chairman's 65 and still playing, bless him. So we need some more youth players. We'll be done registration even in end of November, beginning of December, and then we go to practice indoor nets in February. So the more PR that we have will help us attract players, and I'll be using social media to really push that, because it's the easiest way to get messages out to Sunderland. Where some of my friends' children go to Redbury Primary. There's a cricket coach going in the winter now. One of his daughters is 7, playing indoor cricket, and we're doing that. We've got to have the qualifications support from Durham ECB, but that's how much we have to do to bring the youth players through. And it's such a great game to watch people grow. We've got several members at the club who've been there since the age of 9, 10, and they're now in our first team in their 20s.
That's it from the sport. Back over to you, Joe.
That's all from us here at Word on Wearside.
Join us next Monday at 12 PM on srnews.com for the latest news where you are. Thanks a lot.
Bye-bye.